More and more often, I'm seeing leases and responses and negotiations to leases coming back, obviously being copy and pasted from AI. And while I get it and I understand and AI is a great tool, I think there's a few things that small business owners should know about if they're using AI to help them navigate commercial leasing. Welcome back to Small Business CRE episode 4, talking about AI and commercial leasing and real estate. What I want to talk about today, 4 things. So problem number 1, AI doesn't know when to stop. Problem 2, AI doesn't know your local market. And then 3, what AI is actually useful for. And then 4, what you should do instead. And then real quick, who am I? Why should you listen to me? My name is Dan Logan. I'm a commercial real estate agent working with small business owners in my own local market in the Midwest, a bit of a smaller town. And like I said, I've been seeing more and more business owners using AI when it comes to leasing commercial real estate. I've worked with insurance agents, auto mechanics, financial advisors, big, heavy industrial companies, machinery, all types and varieties of small business owners. So, problem number 1, AI doesn't know when to stop. I think this is the biggest issue that I see. The issue is that when you plug a lease into AI, if you take your lease and then you go and you take it to Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever your favorite AI of choice is that it'll just keep coming up with issues. So if you upload that lease, the AI is going to come back with 10, 15, 20 different things, bullet points. It's going to say, hey, you need to address all these items, or here's this concern, here's this concern, here's this concern. And in reality, when I go through and when I look at that, I'm working with a small business owner and they come with these concerns. In reality, there's usually a couple of them that are legitimate and we should push back on. And then usually there's most of the rest of them are just kind of noise. Maybe there are things that we can push back on a little bit, but it's not a big red flag. It's not a huge issue. And then sometimes it'll even pick up items that it thinks are an issue, but they really aren't, or they might be standard in our local market or for that specific situation. And the issue with that is that AI has no sense of, what's a red flag versus a reasonable ask versus just, how leases are written in your local market. So it makes business owners all concerned, and it really freaks them out when they get all these, red flags back about a lease. But in reality, it's just a few things, and it's just how leases are written. And so what you need to make sure you don't do is take those responses from AI and then just blast it back to the landlord or to the landlord's broker, because it's just too many problems. And the AI is giving all these different items the same level of concern when really it's just a few things that should be pointed out. And then along with that, problem number 2 is that AI doesn't know your local market. You remember how artificial intelligence works. It is aggregating from lease data and knowledge all across the country, and then is applying that to your specific lease that you just uploaded, as far as your specific deal. And so, what it's getting as an average result from across the United States, it doesn't really apply usually to your local market. Especially in my case, if you're in a small market, under 100,000 people or whatever, and it's kind of a bit more laid back, and just kind of different culture than the big cities. That lease data is it's probably pulling lease data from, big corporate leases in Washington, D.C. or Chicago or New York or Seattle. And, might be pulling from a complicated lease document that's 60 pages long. And you uploaded a 12-page, very simple lease agreement that your local landlord had drafted by the local attorney. And so it's just not specific to your local market. AI doesn't know what standards in your specific market. They don't know what that landlord, they don't have past experience with that landlord. They don't know what that landlord what's important to them, what's not. And they don't know what's generally considered normal for your market, normal market standards where you're at. So the big reason this is an issue is that, AI flags all these different problems. And then if you go and you take that list of 15 problems that AI flagged, and you just take it directly to the landlord or to the landlord's representative, honestly, it's probably just going to piss them off. And that's what I've seen is you come back and you're trying to redline all of these massive items, and it's just going to be too much. And the landlord's just going to say, not interested. We'll find somebody else. And then the other problem you can actually have, so sure, AI can go over the top on this side, but sometimes also it might not catch some things. So, if you're a specific business and you need a specific clause in your lease, but the AI doesn't know that, it won't catch that. And so there are times where, again, it's just pulling from an average, but it doesn't know your specific situation. So you need to watch for that as well. So what is actually useful, and this is actually how I use AI, is you can still use AI, of course, to just generally understand the lease. Like absolutely upload your lease to AI and you'll get a better understanding of it. Go ahead and read through the red flags it brings up, but then just use your own common sense to determine what actually is important. What you don't want to do is use AI to negotiate on your behalf. And please do not just copy and paste that response from AI and send that straight to the landlord. Use your own, change it, pick up the items that are important. Don't just send the whole thing on. So what you should use AI for, use it for understanding legal clauses. Of course, talk to an attorney as well. But if you want a general understanding, AI can be good for that. Use it to kind of prepare before you meet with the landlord or discuss more, because the AI can kind of help you learn about what those legal clauses and legal definitions mean. So you can go into that meeting more prepared and more educated and, kind of talking the lingo. And then how you prepare questions. Maybe it flag all these items, but then you can go into that conversation or that negotiation with the landlord, prepare with questions and trying to understand what the actual intent of that clause was. So what you should do, use AI as a starting point, not an end point. What you really need is someone who actually understands your local market, who might know that landlord, who might have had previous dealings with that landlord or even seen that lease before. That's going to provide so much more value than AI can provide, because again, AI is pulling from a national average and applying it to your specific lease. So of course, always have an attorney help you navigate a commercial lease. Top advice I have. And then if you have a broker, take it to them. If you have a real estate agent who's representing you in the deal, they can help you as well. AI is a great tool. It can give you a good general understanding, but please don't use it to negotiate on your behalf, because what it's going to do is it's going to flag everything and it's just going to keep flagging issues. And if you take that to a landlord, it's just going to blow it out of proportion and you're going to blow up a good deal over nothing. So AI can be a good tool. It can help you understand the language, but it can't help you negotiate and it can't understand your specific context. So again, use AI to understand. Don't use it to negotiate. It's a starting point. It is not a good end point. If you want some more help, or if you want kind of some more information, if you're a small business owner in the Midwest looking to lease commercial space, I've got a free PDF down below. You can download the top 5 commercial leasing mistakes that I've seen small business owners make, that I've personally seen them make and help them navigate through it. So I appreciate you watching. Subscribe for more videos like this one. Thanks.